Oh, you can't see it on this side. That was the Red One Theater. Oh my gosh, these people were just like standing and talking while this one cashier was open, but no one else was. Okay, now I'm like missing the ads. So, I'm the only one here.
Your planet is now marked for death.
And I forgot my sweater. It's too loud. It's too loud. And I'm by myself. And this is really not fun.
This is a true story that happened in my town.
Maybe these ads are like the worst part of this. Like, why are you doing this before like this scary movie? Like, just don't. Oh my gosh, I'm like, I'm already like traumatized.
There are legends of people born with the gift of making music so true it can pierce the veil.
Careful, boy. You gonna bite off more than you can chew.
I have 1%, but I'm crying for other reasons. The movie, parts of it I was impressed, parts of it, most of it I was like, kind of a waste of time. But yeah, I guess some of like those first memories got back. Allergies and lots of crying. Review of the movie. You probably most likely will not be crying at Sinners. This is just a personal situation, and yeah, movie theater wise and stuff, I didn't like it. I mean, it wasn't like terrible. I was bored. I have some thoughts. I have more thoughts than that. Okay, I'm gonna try to remember my notes. I just looked at my notes. So, one, the cotton picking moment, the song, the hum, I think it was more like the style and his register, the way that his voice was so low, reminded me of this one play that I did. I forget what it was called. This is a play that had like cotton little things, springs, whatever plants just sticking out of the ground, coming in and out. It was weird. So that was like, ooh. And then Red Dead Redemption vibes at the beginning, like a lot of Red Dead Redemption vibes. And this was not a Red Dead Redemption vibe, but two. Oh boy, come July, that's going to hit hard. Oh gosh. All right. The way that they would like just stick with a person, they would go in and out of shops and all this stuff, I thought that was like fresh. I've not seen that before. It was like really cool. And I say fresh because they were in a grocery store. Like mainly for that. But yeah, I thought that was like really, really cool. I think though that was also part of what made me bored. I wasn't bored at that time, but it was really a slow-paced vibe. And I haven't watched movies in like a long time, but at least 7-8 years, maybe 6-7 years. Nothing like this, nothing serious and whatever. So I was so bored by the end of it. Oh my gosh, it's that time of year where, thank you, where there's like a bunch of like little puff allergies, like puff things, you know. Whew, gosh, I'm like emotionally allergic to my emotions now. I don't know. I wouldn't put it past me at this moment. I'm in a weird time of my life. This is bothering me so much. The frame rate. This is not this movie particular thing. This has been like like pretty much every movie that I've seen. When they pan, I see nothing because it's like it's not like, you know, when you're like panning with your eyes, like the image doesn't change. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, I don't know if they need to adjust the frame rate or like we just haven't reached that level yet in filmmaking and technology where it matches our eyes. Because I imagine like our frame rate changes when we're panning our eyes. But you know what I mean? Like that was really annoying. But that's not this movie issue. that's just movies in general. And the other part that was like technical was the sound. And I think this is the movie theater that I was in specifically. I don't think this is the, movie, but I couldn't understand probably a quarter of what they said. I just have no idea. So I'm going to watch it on streaming, because I guess, like, for one, I'm used to like having closed captions for all movies, all shows down, and this was Southern dialect, so I needed those closed captions. And then Michael B. Jordan for sure, like his sound is like more muffled. The young guy, I could like understand him like 98% of the time. Michael B. Jordan, 60% of the time. Maybe that's even generous. So like some people talk differently, have different diction. Their voice sits differently. The frequency of sound is different. So yeah, it could have been that. But I think the sound of the theater, because they had surround sound and all that, speech was only from the speakers behind the screen, like at the front of the room. Maybe I just need to come closer. I don't know. It was just not I couldn't really understand it. It was really annoying. That also for sure contributed to me being like in and out of the movie and just bored at the end, because mostly at the end it was like that. Oh, and then I said all the I love yous. It's like, man, all these like Michael B. Jordans loving their women. One even had like a child that they lost, and I'm like, yeah. So that got me emotional. At the end, I wrote down. So literally, the first thought that came into mind. There's this scene where this is not a spoiler. There's a scene at the end where he's getting inside a truck, then hops down carrying this like wooden box thing with Sammy, I think the guy's name is. Like him hopping into that truck and that strength and those muscles, literally the first thought I had. And this stood out because I'm like, oh my gosh, my mom would have things to say. The first thing I thought was, how do I get to be that way? How do I work out? Or like, it must be nice. I need to like do that. I need to get to that strength. And it's not about the muscles and the bulk. It's about the muscles and the strength. Yeah, that was my thought. Like, oh, I wouldn't be in pain if I would train like he does consistently and then get to that fitness level. Not like his particularly, but to that kind of equivalent of being strong and stuff. Then I thought, oh, I guess I should like, want a guy that's that strong or something. I guess that should be a better thought. So that was my second thought. Yeah, I mean, that's fine too. That's great. I don't want someone that's bulky like that. But yeah, I would like someone who's like, being able to like hold themselves, like strong enough. And same with me. Movie review to be continued. Let me pick up my macaroni and cheese bites. Movie review. Like beyond those little things. Why didn't I like it? What did I like and what didn't I like? I don't know. It was just like... I guess I think I had more expectations as far as like a message. I feel like it was a man message, a male message, those kind of messages. Maybe even in the sense that it was trying to be too many things in one movie. Because based on the trailer, based on the intro, based on those like important things, I expected it to be about music to an extent, or like a person not giving up and just like living out their calling, which it was, but it wasn't. It was a vampire movie, and that like message and like the heart and soul of it was like an afterthought. It was like a garnish. So I was like really, I guess, disappointed in that, but I wasn't even disappointed because until now I'm like, why didn't it work? Why didn't it do anything for me? So I think that's why. Yeah, like it didn't really have a message. Why did people like it? I kept getting like, I want to see it again on Monday. I saw it like so many times. I'm like, are these like bots? Are these ads? Are these like advertisers or something? Are they getting paid to say this now? I don't think so. But like, why? And a lot of these people, most of them, were like, and I don't like scary movies. I don't go to horror. I don't do that. I don't do this. They also lied because one person said, oh, there's only 2 jump scares, or like a couple of jump scares at the beginning. There were like 3 technically. No, there are more. And I think there are 2 or 3 others. One I expected that they didn't do. Maybe they thought of doing, but they didn't do. They did something else with it. So maybe that was their intention. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but it includes a door. And then I don't remember the other time. But yeah, I remember I was like, oh, I can sense it. Oh yeah, the couple in the barn. Yeah, so like I could sense it. So I like put my fingers over this music and sound. That's like really what scares us. What's like adding to it. So like that already takes it down to less than half of a scare if you're like don't hear the music and the sound. But yeah, like Michael B. Jordan's, that was like cool. And I did think as a filmmaker, not as a filmmaker, but as an actor, I was like, oh my gosh, like I used to think that's like, oh, that's not too hard. I don't know if it was like just because I'm so out of the game as far as acting and imagination. I'm not a kid anymore, so like all of that kind of just died in the last few years. That does not seem as easy now, because then I also was like, you have to prepare for both of those people. You know, they're so distinct, and they were so distinct. What else about it? I don't know. This might be just like a small review. Like I didn't like it. There was not enough music. Again, for the premise of it, like it was false advertisement, you know, at the end of the day. It was just like the stuff that they were pushing, like I said, was more garnish. I have to like really eat. I have to really go and eat. But yeah, I can't even think of anything else to say. It was scary. It was. And also, oh yeah, I was literally by myself. So I went in, and then the first one was like a Fantastic Four trailer. And then the other trailers were like on and off, but a lot of them were horror movies. And I was like, what am I going to do? Because these chairs now are recliners, there's like space behind. So I'm like, and throughout the whole movie, I was like, am I going to conjure some like vampire or something? Which also is interesting because the guy wasn't conjuring the evil spirits. At least, I guess that's a spoiler. Yeah, I don't know. I was more scared from the trailers, but I was definitely scared throughout. Like, they did a good job. It was a really good like movie. There was one scene where they are in a car, and the special effects, I'm sorry if you're listening. I don't know if this is something that you worked on, but like he's not listening. There were the 2 Jordans in the car. The one on the right at the very beginning when they were in the car was lit differently. It was lit more. I'm like, you could see like around him, like you could see that it was a special effect. Outside of that, you couldn't see. Didn't catch any other time that you could catch that. So that's incredible. Yeah. I just feel like it was pointless. Let me explain before I go last thing. What I mean by it seems like a male message. There was this guy, I went to this birthday party of a mutual friend of ours. Like we all became friends kind of at the same time though. But I went to this friend's birthday party, I think it was last year, and we were all hanging around, and this guy, he is a filmmaker, and he started telling me about a story he really wants to do, and it's like Man versus Wild or something like that. Not even halfway, I'm like, this is not that great. This is not that relatable. This is such to men, sure, but like even to men, like they need something different than this. They don't know they need something more than this, but this is so like what men think that life is about. That's what I'm talking about. What men think life is about, but it's not really, women have that too. So that was kind of like what it was sort of giving me, that the vibe of the message, like, because it was, this guy fighting himself basically, aka a twin brother. And then at one point, and then, yeah, like it just seemed, and then again, like I I got zero message from it. There was something about like, you know, let my people free or whatever. That song came up a few times, and I think toward like at the end in the credits, that was also part of it and all this stuff. But it wasn't even that, you know, like, yeah, there was the scene of him, spoiler, there's a scene at the end where he, I guess, gets, you know, vengeance or revenge for those clans people that, you know, existed. But that was not much. Like, I'm just trying to think, like, it felt like all these like different ideas put together, and none of them were really like lived in. There was no real message. It was a bunch of messages, but not at the same time. I don't know. The beginning was pretty cool as far as like filmmaking and like, oh, that's a different style and whatever. But like, yeah, I really have to go. Maybe I'll continue later. But yeah, that's Sinners.